Hey everybody, welcome back. Movie review time, where we geek out about a movie we just saw, and we just saw Men in Black International. So, for those of you wondering, this is going to be our spoilers video. This is going to be full of spoilers. We're going to talk all the spoilers because there's things we want to talk about specifically we can't talk about without spoiling, so we do these videos separately. And we're not going to spoil right away. We'll give you a second, so, in case you need to run across the room and hit the pause button, you need to be getting out now.
And please don't comment in the comments that we're spoiling things because this is a spoiler video.
It's clearly marked as a spoiler video. We're clearly telling you it's a spoiler video.
If you don't want to listen to spoilers, go watch the other video we posted earlier.
Yeah, we don't have pity for you. We do have a no spoiler out, and and if you feel like you have to watch everything of mine, well, wait till you see the movie and then go watch it. I don't know. So spoilers. Mm-hmm. There was, the one other thing I was going to say is, and we don't consider ourselves movie critics. That's why I like to call these geek outs. We're just talking about a movie and how we felt about it as cinema going audiences, because we go to the movies a lot.
There's people staring at us.
Yeah, well, the car is lit up like a spaceship. Oh, get out the neuralizer. Is it deneuralizer? Deneuralizer? No, why can't...
Deneuralizer, I believe.
I think it's just a neuralizer.
Is it neuralizer?
Well, anyways, the joke is get it out so they don't know that, because we're aliens right now with this spaceship lit up. All right, so you've been thoroughly warned. Now let's talk some spoilers.
So the aliens invaded.
So since I was talking about it in my no spoiler, let's just get this one out of the way. I thought I had a Funko Pop spoiler. I was in GameStop yesterday, and they had an Agent K-Pop. K-Pop. And I didn't want to look any closer because I didn't want to spoil it. But I guess they were making older Men in Black Pops.
Which would make sense.
Well, I just assumed it was from the new movie. It would be the characters from the new movie. And Funko notoriously spoils shit with their pop figures. It's particularly Marvel movies. So I thought, so it's like, okay, so K, cool, we'll get a K cameo or something. But now this is what she was making fun of me in the no spoilers about, disappointed that I wasn't spoiler, is because that set up the expectation of, we'll get a K cameo, maybe a J cameo even. And even at the end of the movie, there's a thing about she's transferred back to the New York branch, and I'm like, that's what the scene's gonna be. She's gonna walk in like, and here's your new partner, and it's like K or something. Somehow they could have shown up. Many times. But again, at the end of 3, he's still fine.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. Josh Brolin did a great young K, by the way. I think, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he's young K.
No, I was thinking about, I was like, wait, did K die at the end of 3 somehow? But no, he didn't.
Okay.
But anyway, so that was the what I thought was a spoiler, weird expectations
thing. Shows you how much
I
remember of 2 and 3.
Yeah. Now, I do want to, so there's no J or K in this. JK. Am I joking or not? No. The one thing I do want to gripe about, I want to get one gripe out of the way, and then we can start really getting into this, but it's the train that takes her from New York to London. That looks like a subway train. But they're in a Men in Black terminal that only travels to another Men in Black terminal. When the train shows up, it looks like a regular subway car, but those little aliens from all the other movies walk off it, which is a cool cameo. And it doesn't transform into a Men in Black train until she sits down. And I'm like, well, why is it even a regular subway car at all?
I think this is a case of, hey, wouldn't it be cool if...
Right, they have to
not really thinking it through.
Yeah, but that actually bugged me, because I had to sit there and think about it for a minute. And then I was like...
I did kind of think about it too, actually.
Right, and then I was like, well, maybe it's like actually a subway car, but once it gets to their station, it transforms and does all this. But what keeps that from being capable is that, the little bug alien things are walking off it like it's normal. So it's like, well, that wouldn't happen. So I don't know. So that's one of my gripes about the movie. My kind of big took me out of the movie, bothered me gripe, But and just in case you didn't see the no spoiler, which you should, because that gives you more of our general thoughts. We did enjoy it. It's just kind of it's going to be forgettable. It's like the sequels.
Yeah.
But, so where do you want to go? I got my major things that I want.
Let me explain my line from the non-spoilers.
Okay, which was the Tahiti is a magical place, which is of course a Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. reference.
Right. So basically, that was similar to what happened to Hemsworth, Agent H.
Oh yeah.
So,
I did actually like that.
But the thing is, I'm wondering is when that happened to him, if that somehow kind of scrambled some other things in his head a little bit.
Yeah, but before you go too deep in your thoughts, I do want to hear your thoughts. But some people, like Kathy, might watch things like this without seeing the movie first. So you're giving them absolutely no context to what you're talking about.
Fine.
So the big cool reveal, and you do pick up on it like a moment before it's revealed, is Neeson and Hemsworth were like big heroes. You see them start to fight these portal aliens at the beginning in the Eiffel Tower, but then you never actually see it.
Yeah.
And apparently the big reveal at the end is, oh my God, they didn't defeat them. That Neeson had been basically body hijacked by one, and they neuralized Hemsworth.
I kind of wondered if something like that hadn't happened at the very beginning of the movie, because by the time Hemsworth gets up there, he's uncommonly chill, just going like, "Are you ready? Let's go."
Yes and no. I could see both ways. I mean, that is kind of an Men in Black agent thing.
About his body language, it just felt off for the situation.
I could see that. Yeah. Yeah, actually, it would. Yeah, I could see. Yeah, okay.
It was going like, something feels a little wrong here.
But I do like that, although it doesn't totally make sense, though, why that other alien kept touching him and say, "You've changed," though, because it's like, well he just had his memory wiped. He wasn't changed, per se. Like,
well,
Neeson was changed.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like, okay, he was neuralized for that. He may have been deneuralized for a few other things as well. We don't know for sure.
Yeah.
That's just the one that came to light. And there may, like I said, there might be side effects if you keep.
Well, yeah,
that's what the little aliens were talking about, kind of deneuralizing himself in the locker room.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I mean, I think that was more of a joke. That was a masturbation joke. But they do make references to, like, is deneuralization or whatever. No, whichever.
I think it's deneuralization.
Well, no, because I think they also have a deneuralizer that they used in 2 when they wanted to bring Tommy Lee Jones back, give him his memory back. It's confusing, y'all.
I have no idea. Anywho, it's just like, but you're kind of wondering, it's like, by doing that, and then, when you change the pathways to something that's like completely different.
I get it.
It's like, how does that affect the rest of you?
Yeah. I get it.
So, and the fact that his mind had been tampered with may have been something his friend was picking up on. It's like, oh, there might be something wrong here.
I get it. Thank you for the over-explanation. What else?
Like you've never done that.
I know. It's taste my own medicine.
Yes, it is.
But I liked Tessa, and you knew that alien in the beginning when she was a little kid. You knew that would come back, but I liked how that came back. That, it was like, what does that mean? Oh, that means I will kill anybody you want in the most brutal, gruesome way possible. So that was kind of neat. Mm-hmm. The lady on the strange island with the 3 arms.
Riza.
Yeah.
You're sitting here going like, where have we seen her before?
Yeah, and I don't know that. I mean, that scene for me, that sequence, it felt like it was slightly undercooked too. Like it felt like it was almost there to something cool, but it wasn't there to quite something cool. Like it just, I don't know if it needed one more draft. Like it just, I can't put my finger on it, but I feel like something a little extra was missing from that beat. Like none of the action sequences really stand out as something spectacular or awesome or memorable. Like even 3 has the awesome action scene where, Jay is using the time machine thing to jump off the launching space shuttle platforms and jumping through time. So they do some cool things there. There's nothing really that memorable like that here.
Yeah.
The most memorable set piece is probably the bike chase, which is actually pretty cool, but then when you start thinking back on it, it's like they didn't really do anything with it.
I don't know. It's just the weird thing that keeps popping back into my mind is Pawnee when he's cutting his way out of the glass jar. It's like cutting his outline of him stepping out of the jar.
Nailed it, and the whole thing shatters. Yeah, that was cute.
That's what's sticking with me.
Well, that was definitely cute. That's definitely one of the memorable moments.
Yeah. I was just like, I might not be the biggest fan of his design, but I think they used him well.
Yeah, and I think he really grew on me, because at first he's a little annoying, it's a little bit much, but he grew on me pretty quick, and by the end I was digging on that character, so I thought that was pretty cool. I do love that they had Frank, I believe, the dog.
Frank the pug?
Yeah, the pug. He had a little cameo in the beginning. I kind of wish he would have been more in it, because, again, he's a fun character. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe this was like a lack of characters. Because the other movies, like, maybe not. I don't know. It's a pretty small cast for a Men in Black film in terms of people that are frequently in it. It really is focused on the main 2.5 characters. Pawnee is maybe like more like a quarter or a tenth, but yeah, and that's one of the things in the trailers. The trailers gave you this idea that the alien threat was like some kind of shapeshifters. They can be anyone. They didn't really do that in this movie at all.
No.
I mean, I guess technically
I don't even remember that from the trailer.
But there is a thing in the trailer, and then it shows like that the group of Men in Black agents pointing their guns at them on the bike, and you're like, oh, so they're all like, you know, brainwashed. Like all of MIB is now aliens, and they're like the 2 humans left that have to stop it when no one's going to believe them. Like that's the kind of movie they were selling to me in the trailer. And that's not what the movie was.
Okay, that's not. I did not infer that at all. So.
Yeah, well, again, you don't watch the trailers. All of maybe you did, maybe it's one I saw you didn't or something.
No, I usually watch the trailers. I just don't remember getting.
Yeah, but do you watch all of them? I mean, sometimes like a trailer 2 or something might slip by you. I don't know. It's fine. I'll go back and look. Maybe I'm making it up in my brain, but I didn't get that from the movie. Other than Liam Neeson technically changing.
I think you just made some assumptions that were incorrect.
I made an inference based on what they were intending me to infer. This is what I got from. But you're right. I mean, expectations. That's why I try not to have expectations.
Because I think what they were referring to were the twins.
Right, but even they didn't turn into just anybody. They picked a form and they stayed with it. Other than when they went Dark Phoenix on everybody.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, they could have looked like anybody.
Yeah, but
they just chose a guy and stuck with it.
But like even that line, I don't remember that line making it into the movie unless it was the part where I was getting a little drowsy early on. So
I don't know.
Yeah,
like I said, I don't remember any of that at all.
Right. So I'm wrong. And on that note, we'll be right back.
And we're back.
Yep. All right.
So what do you think about the special effects?
Good.
Yeah, I mean, I really love like that nebula special effect that the twins had.
That thing was real cool, and that's what I was joking about. Like that's what Dark Phoenix, that's what Jean Grey should have been at the end. You know, even though I love seeing Sophie Turner, it's like we saw her enough in the movie. Let her go full into something that looked kind of like that. You know. But, I don't know if it's comic accurate, but we're not here to talk about X-Men. But no, I did like that effect, and all the other effects, it's pretty good. It's
so what did you think of the Liam Neeson transformation?
Well, I was gonna say I did really like, particularly when. Hemsworth, I can't remember the letters. When
Agent H.
All right, when H was like, you told me I was like a son to you and all that, and the face kind of started becoming Liam again. Like things like that were pretty well done, I thought. But overall, I think the giant blob tentacly monster to me was just it's just a generic CG monster. I didn't get anything special out of that.
I think that design actually worked for me.
See, you know what you know what the absolute best alien design in this whole thing was?
What?
Is a throwaway joke. It's that Jimmy character that looks like a 3-year-old drew it out of crowns, but then they brought that to life. Like that was cool. I would like to saw more of that. Like that to me, I think is what this movie was lacking. Is more of that, more of the kind of throwaways, little zany bits here and there. Yeah. It's almost like this movie was too linear and it was too focused on just get down to the story beats. Don't have any fun with. I mean, there were some jokes and fun stuff along the way, but. It's like some of that weirdness, some of that wackiness. I
mean, you did get a fair amount of that when they were at like headquarters or any place that was. I mean, if you're watching the background.
Yeah, but you know what I was having problems with there? Because that was still early in the movie, and I started getting this feeling of, oh, we're just doing part 1 again. You know, they even in part 2, where somebody comes in, they don't know better, they touch something, it causes a big amount of chaos, like when she touched the furry thing and it turned into 1,000 little balls.
That was funny though.
And yeah, so I mean, I couldn't enjoy that stuff as much as I might normally, just because my brain at that point, particularly by that moment, was starting to be like, oh, I hope they're not just going to completely retread the first movie. Now they didn't, you know, they did go in their own direction with it, but that was definitely worrying me in the beginning. I'm just seeing what Will's doing with poster stuff out there. He changed up the Shaft poster. Oh, he took down that one movie we didn't know. Anyways.
We're still at the movie theater.
Yeah, so. Obviously we shoot these outside, right? We shoot them right after we see the movie. Except sometimes we go to Target first, but not tonight. They're closed. But let's see. So that may be kind of my problem, is I would have liked a little bit more of that quirkiness, zaniness. And you're right, there's probably more of it in the beginning than we get as we get deeper into the story.
Yeah.
I do like that they keep playing on the joke of the red button, like in the car for hyperdrive and all that kind of stuff. So that was pretty neat. But that, I don't know, like the vehicle transformation stuff, that got too CG for me. It was a little too much. I mean, it was always They were always CG transformations, but this was just like, I don't know. It felt like Michael Bay's Transformers a little bit.
A little too over the top.
Too many moving pieces or something.
I can kind of see that.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, like, again, that subway car was transformation purely for the sake of transformation.
It really was, because just can't figure out why it would be a subway car. And maybe you can tell us in the comments. Maybe we just totally missed something. But yeah, and I do... By the way, I had a funny thought, too. And Kim will appreciate this, but I when they're going through time... Wait, no, that was in Shaft. Not... And that's not a Shaft spoiler. There's not time travel in Shaft.
I'm sitting here going, wait a minute, did we watch the same movie?
Just to be clear, I'm talking about like when they're saying, hey, time has passed. But
you're right.
Anyways, there was a Janet Jackson. It's not a spoiler at all, but because it made me think of Kim when I saw that. But then maybe that's what subconsciously triggered what I did want to say about Men in Black.
I'm not sure if I remember Janet Jackson. I remember Missy Elliott.
Yeah, I remember that too, but careful for... we don't say anything more about Shaft. But the point I'm bringing up is that when they cut to Tessa Thompson as an adult, for a split second, she looks like Michael Jackson. The way her hair was, like it looked like Michael Jackson black or white era.
Oh yeah.
You know, and I mean the song Black or White. And it took me a minute. You know, it took me a second to be like, oh, okay, oh no, okay. Yeah, I mean, it was cool seeing Emma Thompson in there again, you know, tying the universes together. I didn't necessarily like Hemsworth's nemesis. It's not really a nemesis, but I can't think of the word I'm looking for.
Agent C?
Yeah, Agent C. Like, I thought that stuff was a little forced, but it got better towards the end.
Well, the whole thing was to make you think that he was the mole.
Yeah.
And I was sitting here going like...
we know he's not the mole. It would have been cool if he was.
I was sitting here going like, are we actually doing this trope?
I think that's the problem.
I was kind of hoping we weren't doing this trope, and then it was like, oh, we are doing this trope.
Yeah, and you're right, and that's the problem, and it is a trope, and they don't really twist it in any spectacular way. Like, if it had actually been Hemsworth, that would have been kind of cool. If it had actually been Tessa, if it had been her, and, like, she just didn't know, like, that had been implanted in her as a child, and her whole destiny was to infiltrate, you know, as, like, a sleeper agent. Like, that would have been something totally different and unexpected.
Yeah.
But no, they just kind of did the trope and kind of did it in a pretty obvious way.
Yeah.
So that was kind of a bummer. And I think maybe that's part of the problem I'm having with the movie, is it's a lot of tropes that don't go in interesting ways.
Yeah. Because I was hoping it was actually, you know, that it was going to actually be C and not Neeson.
Yeah, like even that would have been cool, because at least I wouldn't have seen it coming with C. Yeah, high T.
Well, the thing is, if C had become head agent, does that make him High C?
High C, ooh. And then I'd be walking in his office like, give me that ecto cooler, bitch.
Somehow it's just not as cool.
No, it's not. Well, maybe if Richard Roundtree says it, then it'd be real cool. But let's see. So I'm trying to run my brain kind of through the movie, see what other beats I want to make sure we get on. The weapon thing, the Hive wanting it, all that stuff. Yeah, the MacGuffin. It's all kind of convoluted nonsense that doesn't end up mattering that much. And then at the end of the day, they kind of slaughter they pretty much commit genocide. Now, granted, it's probably against an invading.
Theoretically, self-defense.
Yeah, theoretically. Yeah, we don't know for sure. Yeah, but and they didn't really. Well, they also kind of talked on like how the dancers, like maybe what we didn't understand. They meant something different when they said they need it for the Hive, need the weapon for the Hive, and then they just kind of like set up that plot thread, and then they just walked away from it and never touched it again. So that was kind of annoying.
Yeah, communication skills are a must.
Yeah, and like I said, I know I'm sitting here and kind of just picking at things we didn't like, but I mean, we had fun with it.
I think
glad we saw it.
In some ways, that's the whole point of spoilers.
Yeah,
is to do all the nitpicking.
Or in the case of Godzilla, to be like, and then they made a reference to this and this reference, and it was so cool when they referenced this. Which there's none of that in here. I mean, there's so little.
There was a J&K reference.
Well, yeah, they show that in the trailer too. The painting.
Yeah.
From the end of part 1.
Okay.
Yeah. Again, I don't remember if it was first or second trailer, but that's definitely in the trailer. And then I found it interesting there were only 2 paintings in there, and the other one was the plot story with T and H, doing their thing, and I'm like,
department couldn't be bothered to come up with
right. It's like, oh, so there's only ever been 2 world-saving things, even though J and K saved the world a couple other times. You know, it's like, okay, all right, that's fine. So I don't know. I guess some of that stuff is like it's a form of lazy. I wouldn't call it lazy what this movie is, but there's a layer of lazy to it. But I mean, I'm glad we saw it. It's worth seeing. The 3D, I think we both agree, there's nothing other than just some subconscious immersion. You're not really getting much out of the 3D in this one. There's no like Force Awakens, I think, shot of like the Star Destroyer with a nose, like you feel like you can grab it in your face or whatever, which you don't want too much of, but a little bit of that here or there is kind of nice.
So do you think we're going to get more Chris and Tessa?
Judging by the theater tonight, I don't think so.
I mean, not just Men in Black, but I mean, 'cause this is their second movie franchise.
Oh, you mean them together in general? Probably. Yeah. If nothing else, in Thor 4 or something.
Well, no, I mean...
outside the MCU?
Outside the MCU.
I would be down for it, because they do work pretty well together. Although I think they may not have worked as well together in this one as I thought, but that might also just be the writing and the characterizations they were given.
Yeah.
And I don't know that this movie's going to do that well, because again... I understand Shaft not being super popular, but we had about
Shaft didn't advertise.
Right, but we had about the same amount of people in Shaft as we had in Men in Black. Granted, they have a couple extra screenings in Men in Black here, but even judging by the parking lot tonight, like, it's dead out here. Like, people did not come out for these movies.
I say they're all at the fair, but it's a little cold tonight for that.
Not that.
I said, should not have to wear a sweater in June.
Or a hoodie, or long pants that are messing with my Chuck Taylors. That's the first time I've worn Chuck Taylors in these pants, and unlike the shoes I used to wear, there's no, like, heel lip to catch my long pant legs, because I have short legs.
He does.
I have a short legs, long torso. She has long legs, short torso. It's very awkward at times.
Okay, so that was a derailing.
Yep, I'm good at that. I've learned it. I learned it from you. I learned it by watching you.
So, I think that covers everything.
I was going to say one other thing. The weaponry, too much. I don't know. It was kind of neat how they kept pulling stuff out of the car, but it's like, I don't know. None of those things really stood out except the hubcap, like Tommy gun style thing. And it's like, you couldn't even throw me a Noisy Cricket reference. Like they
did.
But that wasn't the Noisy Cricket. Now again, this is where
yes, they did.
I just watched the 3 movies.
That tiny one was the Noisy Cricket.
It was a reference to the Tiny Cricket, or a version of it, but it was not the OG Tiny Cricket.
How was it not the OG Cricket?
The OG Tiny Cricket was more wiry in its metal parts. It was very thin metal parts, and it had like almost a green kind of glass orb thing in the middle. And so, I mean, they were certainly trying to give you the idea of, oh, I don't want the tiny gun. They were kind of...
I thought that was Noisy Cricket.
But it's not the Noisy Cricket. Trust me, I literally just saw it like 2 days ago.
No, so I won't look at it.
Yeah, we'll look it up when we're done, because we're almost done. All right, so that kind of bugged me. Because again, it's like, there's these opportunities to reference things that could work. Because again, the first Men in Black was like early 90s. Mm-hmm. It was a while ago. So it counts as nostalgia. They could have played on the nostalgia button a little bit more.
I think just that by being Men in Black was just
that's
pretty much all the button pressing they did.
And I think that's where I get the feeling of there's like a layer of laziness to this. Like they really could have gone further with it and made it something more exciting if you're, a franchise fan.
If they had done that, then there were people be criticizing. It's like, they were going like, oh, hey, do you remember this? Hey, do you remember how great this thing was? Hey.
But I mean, that's the thing. Like, they did that with the little gun thing. That's supposed to remind you of the Noisy Cricket, but it's not the Noisy Cricket. So it's like...
I thought it was Noisy Cricket, so I'm not sure if that's a valid argument.
Yeah, when's the last time you saw Men in Black?
When's the last time most of these people saw Men in Black?
Well, that's their fault. Movies are awesome. Rewatch them.
And the copious amounts of free time that we have.
Hey, I found a way. Sure, I had to hook up a Blu-ray player and a TV in my garage and have an iPad when I'm in the bathroom. I found a way to watch them. I do it for you. It's all for you, Damien. It's all for you. Oh God, we got to figure out how you're going to watch the 3 Toy Stories before next Thursday.
Yeah, I have an idea, but...
No, she's seen some. Later. She's seen some. I didn't want to give you the wrong idea.
I've seen the first one. I can't remember if I've seen the second one.
And then they showed
I definitely haven't seen the third one.
Oh my God. And it's a good thing I love her.
I used to have a life where I didn't get to go to the movies that much.
I know. See what I do, ladies? all hers. She has no time to enjoy it because I'm always taking her to the movies and then making her do half-hour reviews in the car.
Yeah, he's kind of like, I don't think this review is going to be that long. I don't have that much to say. He always says that.
I know.
He always lies. He lies like a dog.
Yep. I lie all the time. That was a lie. See? I'm a liar. All right. No, pretty much the only time I'd never like to lie. Pretty much the only time I lie is if it's to protect someone's feelings or because, trying to surprise them with something cool. So, all right. Well, there you go. That's our thoughts. We're out of thoughts. It's late. I gotta get her home. I gotta get home. Yes, I gotta edit these things. I gotta figure out the damn Drunken Movie Night live stream stuff. So let us know. What did y'all think? Are you excited? Did you enjoy it? Did you like it more than we did? Less than we did? What were your nitpicks? What were your gripes? What would you have liked to see? What did you love the most about it? Would you see another one of these? Let us know. Geek out in the comments. We'd love to hear what you have to say. Other than that, you can click the thumbs up button. Give us the good old thumb of encouragement, as we do love to be encouraged. Check out the Stardust app. Look up the Eric Butts. Use the link in the description below. You get your movie reviews faster than I get them to YouTube. And now we're going to get on out of here. I'll see you all later.